If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or, if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Hope you are having a great morning, a dry morning, because it is raining like crazy. Please be careful out here on these Knoxville streets, or if you are listening outside of Knoxville and you are experiencing rain, also please be careful. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. Ben, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man. You safe? You dry?
This is true. Driving over here was not the most enjoyable time this morning. Several wrecks throughout Knoxville. One impacted my travel this morning. So please drive slow. You can't drive the same when it's raining as it is when it's all sunshine and roses outside. So please take your time.
Drive slow, homie.
You'd rather end up where you're going than end up at the hospital or far worse.
Are we Are we happy UCLA is going to the Final Four? The 6th double seed to reach the Final Four. I wonder how many 11th seeds have reached the Final Four, or play-in teams. I don't think a team has reached the Final Four in the play-in, because they just started doing those about 8-7 years ago. So UCLA may be the first play-in team to reach the Final Four, because they just started doing that, called the first four. But man, we get Gonzaga, UCLA. We get Baylor. Who else? Who's it? Baylor and Houston. That's who we get. Mm-hmm.
I don't mind the Final Four teams, as long as Alabama's not there,
or Arkansas, or Kentucky.
Yes, I was talking about teams that made the tournament this year. So Kentucky does not apply to this conversation.
Good point.
Arkansas would not have bothered me as much as Alabama or Florida or LSU. Those teams making it to the Final Four would have really bothered me. But Arkansas, I kind of like Eric Musselman, and Tennessee doesn't, go head to head with Arkansas on a regular basis, really in any sport. Just kind of when it comes up on the SEC schedule, there's no bitterness between myself and Arkansas. So, it would not have bothered me a ton. I still would not have wanted them to win it all, because they are an SEC team. But I don't know. I feel Arkansas differently than I do the other teams that Tennessee has more battles with on a more consistent basis.
Volstorm, I tweeted out right before 7 that we were going to start the show at 7:30, because, goodness gracious, you were basically stopped on 40 because of a couple wrecks. And Volstorm says, work from home, late to work. I said, there was traffic in the hallway.
In the hallway.
So in the Swain house, there's some traffic, man. There's a traffic jam on the steps on the way downstairs to come to the studio.
There actually was some traffic jam for me coming into the house. Little one was in my spot. Next time she leaves potato chips at my spot too, we're gonna have a conversation.
Oh yeah, she'll be coming in here after the show, man. She wasn't feeling well the last 2 days, so she's been at home with me. But you have a sick kid, man. You just kind of let them do what they want to a certain extent. So she was next to me working. I was next to me while I was working, and she was eating some potato chips, and the next day they were all on the table.
Well, what's funny is she came in after Monday's show with a big bag of potato chips, and as I was leaving, I joked with her and said, "Don't you dare leave potato chips in my work area." And she looked at me like I was crazy. "What you talking about, Mr. Ben?" I think is what she told me. "What are you talking about, Mr. Ben? I'm not going to do that. Well, I'm not going to be messy." And then I come in here the next day, and there's potato chips all over my spot. I think she did it on purpose, because she didn't like that I was joking with her.
No, she did. She don't play that, man. She don't play that.
Oh, you want to mess with me in front of my friends?
She don't play that. Tennessee Full pass yesterday. Ben, full pass, baby. Full pass. Let's go. Ben, what? You supposed to be like Jeezy. You supposed to be, yeah. All right. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Come on, man. You're supposed to be my hype man in the background.
I'm your hype man.
The guy with the mic, but don't have any lines in the song. He just, yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Win. Get up. Get your hands up. Pump it up. Pump it up. Like, it's 83 of y'all with a mic. Last time I checked, this was Ludacris' song. Not all y'all song. Luda, let's get it. Get up. Hype. Yeah. Oh. Supposed to be my hype man, Ben. I'm trying this again. Full pads. Tennessee spring. First day of full pads, Ben.
Yeah. It's supposed to be the little air horns.
Disclaimer. I feel like I gotta do this. Disclaimer. Tennessee does not play a football game this week. Tennessee doesn't play a football game this month or next month. Tennessee does not play a football game for a couple of months. It's going to be a while before Tennessee plays a football game. Tennessee's first game is September the 4th. We got plenty of time. And we're going to need plenty of time. Come on, guys. We acting like we knew this. This is our 5th head coach since Coach Fulmer.
This is what, an 8-year rebuild? We need plenty of time.
Has it been 8 years?
No, I'm joking about it being an 8-year rebuild before somebody comes at my neck about it.
8 years from now, 8 years from
8 years,
years
from
ago.
now.
8 years from now.
I was joking that Hype will need 8 years to get it where it needs to be. Butch needed, what'd he say, 10 years? What did Butch say that one time? He needed like a 10-year plan or something like that.
I don't know what he said.
But remember, you know what I'm talking about?
I do remember him saying something about it, but he only needed really 2.
Yeah, that 15 team was, without a doubt, his best team.
Yeah. The reason why I'm throwing out this disclaimer is because you sometimes forget. Like, you sometimes forget, even when you're told that, okay, it's supposed to be raining on Wednesday, and you just hope the weatherman is wrong, because the weatherman is wrong sometimes, or the weather lady is wrong sometimes, but you're hoping, like, this is the time. Even though they told you it's supposed to be raining, this is the weather, you're hoping they're wrong. Well, we have a new coach. And a totally new system offensively. Terminology is different. Philosophies are different. Where you line up, your splits is different. What they want you, where they want you to be. How you run a curl route may be different. On Saturday, I was at practice, and a basic curl route or comeback route that's universal in every level of football. Our coaches were still coaching up our tight ends on how they want it to be ran. How they want it to be ran. So we're breaking old habits that you have formed running these same routes under Jim Chaney. No, this is how we want them to be ran.
And probably bad habits for the tight ends specifically, because they, in hindsight, never really had a tight ends coach under Jeremy Pruitt.
Well, maybe the tight ends coach was Jacob Warren. That's the only coach that's returning.
Jacob Warren.
He's a player's coach. But if you don't get that joke, we'll explain it
after the break. But there's a lot of new. There's a lot of new. You've been told this. You've been told it's going to rain. And then when it happens, you're like, wait, what? I'll give you an example. We know there's a new system. You've been told it's going to take some time. It's the first day of full pads. This is the third practice. Whatever you hear from spring practice, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Some of it is going to apply this fall. Some of it is not going to apply this fall. Personnel questions, okay, fair. Unless you get some guys coming in the transfer portal, which not like we have a ton of numbers to be able to do that. More than 6 or 7 positions. But we will add some players and can add some players. So there's going to be some things you hear out of spring practice, positive, negatives, that may apply this fall. There's going to be some positive negatives that may not. For instance, if this player is not having a good spring, that doesn't mean he's going to have a bad fall. Or if this is a weakness during the spring, it may not be one in the fall. This team shouldn't be ready to play right now.
No.
This team should be ready to play next week, week after that, week after that, week after that. You got months and months and months and months to prepare for the first game of the season against Bowling Green. Bless you, bless you.
Thank you.
Months and months. And so the coaches are still learning the players. This is why Coach Heupel hasn't made any changes as far as positions. Because when I tell you, oh, we got this 6'5" running back, he's 230 pounds, you're like, wait, what? No, move him right now. But you got to watch him first. You have to learn his tendencies. See how he reacts to your offense. See how he can block, how he can run the football, how he can absorb contact. The only way you can do that is to get the full pass and hit.
Now, there was one position change yesterday, Swain.
Jacob Warren playing tight end again, or is he still coaching?
He's playing Bofa. Bofa.
Okay.
Will Albright, the long snapper, is playing inside linebacker.
Boy, you better stop playing with me.
Dead serious, Swaino.
Filling in or position change? Don't play with me, Ben.
He's
substitute teacher or he filling in. Don't play with me, Ben. Don't play with me.
Substitute teacher.
I'm about to say.
Isn't that the same thing as filling in?
Yeah. Yeah. So Will is a sub.
Yes.
Will Albright's a sub at linebacker. It's the spring, man. This is what happens. And it definitely happens when you have transfers. So whatever you hear about anything coming out of spring, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Even if I tell you, and I'm pretty confident what I see and what I say, but I'm telling you, even if I tell you, you still have to take it with a grain of salt because this is new to us all. Everyone, players, coaches, fans, this is new to us all. Media, this is all new to us. I don't think there's one player on the team that's ready to go play right now. I don't care if you are a starter. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you have NFL talent. I don't care. The third day of spring, you're not ready to go play a football game.
Paxton Brooks. Velus Jones.
They ain't ready. You're not ready yet. I've been through 3 springs. We wasn't ready to play by the third day. We wasn't ready to go play by the 10th day. It's a reason why you have the summer. 865-255-03. If you did not get the Jacob Warren joke, we'll catch you up after the break. We'll take our first break of the day. Swain Event is fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour one is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Stay with us. Be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com. More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Don't remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at IrisNetworksUSA.com.
It's time for Attaboy here at the Swain Event, highlighting positivity. Iris Networks, high reliable, high quality business fiber internet and voice. 90 days no payment for business internet. Go to their website, irisnetworkusa.com, for more detailed business owners. If you want 90 days no payment, you want reliable fiber, fast internet, Iris Networks USA. All right, Ben, I'll go first today. And I'm giving my attaboy to the UCLA Bruins. I mean, knocked off the number 2 seed in Alabama 2 days ago.
Monday night.
And then coming right back yesterday and playing the number 1 seed and knocking Michigan off. And Michigan, I don't know if they're the tallest team in the country, but golly, they got to be one of the top teams in the country as far as size. But knocked off Michigan yesterday to go to the Final Four, and just a few days ago, they were on their they were sitting on pins and needles, hoping and wishing to get into the tournament, and they barely got into the tournament, and here they are in the Final Four. So, a blue blood that was told no by some of their top choices when they needed a head coach. John Wooden will be proud. Be very proud. But UCLA is back in the tournament. Johnny Jusane, I think that's how you say it.
Johnny Jusane.
I don't want to go Charles Barkley on you, but man, transferred from Kentucky, goes back home, and he is playing lights out. He just went crazy yesterday and put the team on his back. So I'll give my attaboy to the UCLA Bruins.
That's a good one. I've got 2 quick attaboys. Wanted to mention Jakob Johnson.
Yeah.
On attaboy because over the weekend, or late last week rather, he signed an exclusive rights free agent 1-year contract with the Patriots. So Jakob Johnson is back with the Patriots. It's been really cool to see several former Vols over the offseason get new contracts, receive new money. So that has been cool. My other attaboy, go ahead.
Do you think Jakob in the NFL, foreign player in the NFL, is like the best story or the best the best story out of all of our players who play at Tennessee in the league?
Off the top of my head, yes.
I mean, we're talking about a guy that didn't even play here. Like, he didn't play.
He found a way to carve out a role.
He could not find a position in college. Linebacker, tight end. I think he put his hand in the dirt for a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing for the best coach of all time, a dynasty, basically. Not only did he sign 1 contract, but he assigned a 2nd contract. That's pretty special, man. So
it is for sure. He deserves a lot of credit. Been really cool to see him carve out a role in the NFL and stick, and he was really utilized within that Patriots offense.
Remember we had him on the show. We had to use some international minutes on your phone playing. Is that when your mom was still paying for your phone?
Mm-hmm.
So since Jakob got that money, tell him he owe us some money from that international phone call.
And 5% interest.
Yeah,
that
man.
was like 3 years ago.
5%. No, man. We need 35%.
I'm trying to be nice.
35%.
My other attaboy goes to Master P's son. Master P, the rapper, has a son named Hersey Miller, and he committed on Friday to play basketball at Tennessee State. I thought it was interesting that on 247, Hersey does not really have a ranking. What I saw, he did not have a ranking at all, but he did have offers from Vanderbilt, LSU, UCLA, USC, Missouri, South Carolina, Arizona, Georgetown, and several other larger schools. So I found that interesting that he wasn't really ranked, but several big-time schools had offered him. But he's a 6'3" senior guard at an academy in Minnesota, and he announced his decision to go to Tennessee State. And I thought his reasoning was very cool. He said that he wanted to be a leader, and a dream of mine and a goal of mine is to change the narrative. I want to show people you don't have to go to one of those big schools, Power 5 conference schools, just to be great. There are a lot of great people who come out of HBCUs or mid-major schools. I want to be the next one. Miller mentioned that Oprah graduated from Tennessee State, and Rob Covington, who is in his 8th NBA season, currently playing for Portland, played for the Tigers. We've had Robert Covington on Attaboy several times before. He said that a lot of big schools were on the table. Master P said that. Vanderbilt, LSU, USC, UCLA. And I said, son, this is all your decision. You've got to live with whatever you do. So, shouts out to Tennessee State getting the son of Master P. I really like this because it's cool to see the HBCUs get some love. So
that's right.
Cool to see what appears to be a really good basketball player going to an HBCU.
Yeah, I remember Master P, whose name is Percy, named his kids after him.
Just dropped the P and added an H.
Percy.
Kersey.
Probably. He got some kids now. Well, Romeo was different though, but I remember Hersey from his his reality show back a couple years ago, and Hershey was young. So, man, time flies. Now he's about to go to college. When you're talking about Master P's son, I start thinking about other rappers, kids who play Division I sports, and I think about P. Diddy's son, who I want to say went to what school did P. Diddy's son went to? What school did he go to? I think I want to say he went to UCLA.
I don't know. You would know better than me.
I want to say he went to UCLA because I remember P. Diddy went up there and there was an incident with the
didn't he throw like a brick at him?
Man, it was like
it was UCLA.
It was a kettlebell.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, here it is.
He played receiver, I think.
Yeah, Justin. I remember him talking about Justin during his days as a rapper, and he was at UCLA practice, and Diddy was banned. He was banned from UCLA practice after a kettlebell dispute with one of the team assistant coaches over his son. This is on Washington Post. So I remember him. I remember Snoop Dogg's son went to I know he went to Gorman Bishop or Bishop Gorman, the same school that
Cedric
Tillman went to. And Snoop's son, I want to say, did he go to UCLA too?
Yes, I believe so. But he didn't last there very long.
No, he stopped
gave
playing.
up football.
Yeah, he stopped playing. Cordell. So those they tried, man. Those stars, their sons tried. They tried, but at the end of the day, you're like, come on, man. My daddy is
rich.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
I'm rich.
What am I doing? That's why I give a lot of credit to Arthur Smith. No, not Arthur Smith, but the son who's now the head coach over with the Falcons. Arthur Smith is his dad, who's the owner of FedEx. But man, you got rich parents. Whew, man, that grind's a little different. No, Arthur Smith is the head coach. His dad, what's his dad's name?
Are they both Arthur Smith?
Is he a junior? I don't know.
I don't know either.
You should know this, Ben. You're a Memphis Grizzly fan. Why don't you know this?
What are you talking about? Why'd you take Stokes? He's the Falcons fan.
You should know this, man. You're the Grizzlies fan. Anyways, Arthur Smith, Frederick W. Smith. Okay, Arthur Smith is the son, but his dad freaking started FedEx, but he's out here grinding, and now he's a head coach of the Falcons.
I know where we were confused. Arthur Blank is the owner.
No,
obviously.
Arthur Smith is the head coach.
Yes,
he's the head coach. Yeah,
and then Arthur Smith's dad is the one who owns FedEx.
Yeah, FedEx. Yep. But man, when your folks got that money, man, woo, that grind's a little different. That's why I give Arthur Smith a ton of credit, but
especially him, more so than the rappers.
Absolutely.
I bet FedEx brings in 1 year what rappers bring in their entire life, if that.
No, 1 day.
Yes.
About 1 day for rappers' entire life.
You're right.
So yeah, Fred Smith is the owner at FedEx, and the sons. Arthur Smith is the head coach of the Falcons. Was the OC at the Titans. But man, I thought about those rapper sons who play college athletics, and it didn't pan out. But anyways,
maybe we need to hire Arthur Smith at Tennessee, because he wouldn't demand a ton of money. I mean, he'd be doing it practically for free, because his coaching salary is absolutely nothing compared to what his family has.
Well, I know hearing quotes from him and people that have interviewed him, that's his dad's money. That's his dad's.
Fair enough.
And so
good on him.
Man, he's building his own legacy. He has his own life. And man, much respect. Much respect. All right. Being used at practice yesterday.
I was.
How many periods did you get a chance to check out?
3.
Huh. That sounds about the same as before.
Yep.
Okay. What did you see? What did you like? What did you not like?
I'll tell you after the break because we're about to hit the top of the hour in 15 seconds.
You tease. You tease you. Okay. Is your allergies killing you this morning from being outside yesterday?
No. I took my
good.
medicine. I mean, I had my 2 sneezes that I typically do in hour 1, and I went and blew my nose during the break, and now I'm good to go.
All right, let's rock.
I don't understand how that works. I sneezed once or twice during – oh, my. That Russell Westbrook dunk from last night. I sneezed once or twice during hour 1, and then I'm good to go after that. I don't get it.
All right, well, good to go. Spring football, first day of full pads. Let's talk about it. Hour 2 coming up. Stay with us.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup, or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the happy face truck today.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or turnover, back by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. ATSCU.com. We have seen former NBA stars take over college programs, and the knock on them before they started coaching was, oh, we don't know if they're going to recruit. How will they adapt to the student athlete? But we've seen success, even though Michigan came up short against UCLA. Juwan Howard, in his first real season with the tournament, gets all the way to Elite Eight, number 1 seed, and one shot is the difference between those guys going to the Final Four and going home. Touchdown turnover. Juwan Howard at Michigan is what Memphis wishes Penny Hardaway would be for them. Touchdown turnover.
Touchdown. I've been saying it for several months now. Juwan Howard is exactly what Memphis wishes Penny Hardaway is. I'm going to answer the phone while you give your answer.
The difference, Juwan Howard coached in the NBA, man. Juwan Howard had to be an assistant for years and years and years and got a chance to learn from some of the best in the business. From a personality standpoint, I don't know him, so I can't really tell the difference too much there from the personality standpoint, but I can look at their backgrounds. And one got their gig at Memphis and Penny because of his presence on the AAU scene and how successful he was in the city of Memphis with Memphis prospects, and that was a big thing for Memphis. But you can tell sometimes the X's and O's, the in-game adjustments, not necessarily on point there. And that's Penny still learning how to coach in college. Watching Juwan Howard's team, I've watched Michigan a few times. They look like they're coached by a guy that's been coaching longer than 2 years in college. Michigan has the number 1 recruiting class right now, too, by the way. Number 1 recruiting class. So
I love Juwan Howard.
Yeah, Michigan's not going anywhere, man. They're not going anywhere.
I don't openly root for Michigan, obviously, but like I wish Juwan Howard well. I think what he is to Michigan is awesome. And the difference between he and Penny is not that he's more passionate about his school than the other, but to me, Juwan Howard knows how to handle himself as a professional. And he's a better coach. I think those are the two reasons that Juwan Howard is more successful than Penny is. And to be fair to Penny, Juwan Howard walked into a much better situation than Penny did. It was easier for Howard to pick up where Beeline left off and kind of go from there. I would be curious to see where Michigan would be if Juwan Howard took over Michigan in the same spot that Penny took over Memphis at.
Penny had a bunch of one-and-dones, top 5 class.
That is true.
He had a lot of talent.
But that first season, he didn't have much left over from Tubby Smith. And then he goes out and gets one-and-done talent, and James Wiseman's situation blows up in his face. Part of it because of how he handled it and how the university handled it. But that team was a tournament team last year, if I remember correctly. The tournament that was going to get canceled because of COVID, I believe they were going to make the tournament. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I feel like I remember that they were going to make the tournament.
Yeah, I'm not sure what position they were in. All I know is they beat us, and golly, man.
Yeah.
I was at that game.
I tell you, I would take Memphis over a lot of teams in college basketball today. Like in terms of this year's basketball team,
Mm-hmm.
Memphis was playing great basketball at the end of the season. Truly playing great basketball at the end of the season. Houston is playing in the Final Four, obviously going to play Baylor. And Memphis almost beat them twice, like the last week or so of the season. The first loss that they had to Houston, they lost because the kid from Houston made an absurd half-court shot.
True.
And then the second game, it came down to the wire, and the ball just didn't bounce Memphis's way there in the AAC tournament. And Memphis was just playing great basketball in their conference tournament, in the NIT, down the stretch of the regular season. So, and those guys are supposed to come back, so there'll be high expectations on Penny. Once again, we'll see what he does with them. So I didn't want to completely bash Penny because I do think he has improved as a head coach over his 3 seasons. I truly do. His teams have gotten better from the beginning of the season to the end of the season each of the past 2 years, and I think there's something to be said for that. But right now, the big difference is I think Juwan Howard handles himself more professionally throughout the year. And I do think he's a better coach because of his NBA coaching experience. He was on the verge of getting a NBA head coaching job when he got the Michigan job.
Yeah, for sure.
Penny was coaching an AAU team, and you hear stories about Penny's AAU team getting blown out because they didn't do anything. All they did was put a bunch of athletes on the floor and let them run wild up and down the floor as if it was pickup ball at the rec center.
That's how those teams look at Memphis a little bit, but
yes, they cannot score the ball.
I'll be honest now. When Tennessee's not playing Memphis, I'm a Penny fan, man. I'm a Penny fan. The only time I had a little bit of hate in my heart for Penny is when he was beating my Bulls when Jordan came back. That's the only time. Man, they didn't beat my Bulls.
Do you dislike? I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyways because I don't understand it. Do you dislike Penny or Will Wade more?
Will Wade.
Even though
not close.
Will Wade never disrespected Rick Barnes, never disrespected the Tennessee basketball program. Penny cheats just as much and is still coaching despite what we know went on with James Wiseman. And he's at Memphis, an in-state rival. Penny has the same characteristics as Will Wade. Will Wade just has a punchable face, and Penny does not because he's a former star in the NBA. That's the difference. They're the same.
Is there a little Wade like there's a little Penny?
What's that?
Is there a little Wade like there is a little Penny?
Probably not.
Little Penny is what seals the deal for me. the best cartoon commercial character ever. Better than that little lizard on a Geico commercial. Better than little ugly duck.
Little
Penny is the best. So, no, man, Will Wade.
It just kind of hit me how similar they are.
I don't know how similar they are.
They're both drama queens.
Penny had that one incident with the ball fist. He came out. He apologized. A year later,
he's always going after people though. That was his incident with Tennessee, but he's always in the news for saying stuff. As Memphis's head coach, just died down a little lately.
Hey,
but
man.
Year 1, year 2, he was always running his mouth. There's always some type of drama. He handled the James Wiseman situation very poorly and tried to make it seem as if Wiseman just quit on the team.
Lane does it. People love it.
Does what? Calling out folks.
Yeah, Lane did it when he was here. Lane, has a good time. He talks a little bit. Tony Vitello is a talker. He's a little bit different, and people like it. So those fans like it. Other fans may not. But anyways, yeah. Will Wade is definitely more unlikable for me. All right, let's go back to the phones.
We've got DR Vol and then Don.
DR Vol, good morning.
Swain, you are wrong about something. There is a little Will Wade.
What do you mean?
Well, this weekend, take your kids to the bowling alley. And when you get ready to bowl, there'll be 10 of them placed in front of you. They're called bowling pins. They've got the same shape.
Gotcha. Those are little Will Wades.
Yeah, little waist, Will waist.
Oh my god.
He does have an interesting body figure.
I can't talk.
He needs to borrow the Butch Jones girdle, guys. I mean, it's sad to watch him out there. Is he the most unlikable coach, or one of the most unlikable coaches out there?
Yeah. To me he is. But you just wait, man. You just wait till I'm able to fit into this medium baseball jersey, courtesy of Tony Vitello.
But he's just not kind of shaped funky. He looks unathletic with how he walks around. He looks like he's uncoordinated with the way he kind of walks around and throws his hands around.
He does, Ben. He reminds me of those older patients I've had in the past that had a hip replacement and they're trying to walk with the walker. And they honestly look more athletic than him.
He's a goober. That's what he is. He is a goober.
That's a good way of putting it. Swain, I'm trying to keep track of all this. How many times did Charlie or Brad or Stokes make the show late? I mean, how late did you make the show, Ben? 27 minutes, 16 minutes, something like that?
Yep.
20-something minutes.
Well, and must I remind you that it was just 2 weeks ago when it was the McKee event? I'm sure you did not tune in and support. JK, you called in, so I apologize for throwing that stone at you. But remember, Brad showed up late because he overslept. So on Tuesday of that week. So.
That's right. I figure Ben being Cloud 9 be at your house earlier than that, Swain. Opening day is upon us.
Yeah, he mentioned that during the show, man. He's so excited about opening day, and he's not going to answer anybody's phone calls, not doing any work. He's going to be locked in, loaded, watching the Yankees, man.
What I said is that it doesn't even feel like tomorrow is opening day.
It really doesn't. Oh, well, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm a little disappointed that Swain's making a stand for Pouty Penny. So y'all have a good day.
I just dislike Will Wade more.
They're the same person. They have the same personality.
They might. 865-255-03. Who's next?
Don.
Don, good morning, Don.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
I wasn't able to make the show there yesterday. Apologize for not listening, but I think that's on the plate.
You better be apologizing, Don. How dare you?
You guys probably covered this maybe a little bit. I don't watch women's basketball. I might watch a few minutes of Lady Vols, when it's on, if it's not something else I'm doing. But I'm assuming that you all did comment or on the no call in the UConn Baylor women's tournament game a couple nights ago.
We talked about it off air. Did we bring it up on air?
I don't believe so.
I'll tell you what, I watched it on the video last night because I'd read about it but hadn't really seen it all the way through. Whoever that official was that should have been watching the person with the ball, they shouldn't ref another game in this tournament. That was about as blatant a foul as I have ever seen.
That was bad.
I mean, how do you miss that?
It was real bad.
Want to miss that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing that, of course, officials never have to talk about. I would love to hear his answers to how he could possibly have missed. I mean, did maybe he sneezed at the time and shut his eyes?
It was bad. It was bad.
You was talking about Will Wade, and you remember a couple 3 years ago when LSU edged this with a LSU fan that ultimately didn't get to ref any more games.
Anthony Jordan. I think he's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
in the SEC.
Yeah, I thought I saw him refereeing a game this year.
Okay. Well, maybe that was a UConn fan that maybe if they check his social media, you might find him wearing a UConn jersey or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh man, that was bad.
Old school Rebecca Lobo jersey.
Well, yeah, with all the touch fouls, like on threes when some guy kicks his leg out to try to get somebody to bump his leg as he throws it up and stuff like that they call and robbed us a couple 3 years ago in the tournament.
Oh yeah, the Lamonte Turner.
Yeah, the mystery foul call.
Carson Edwards. Yep.
So and then you missed, somebody laying a haymaker on the players that are going in to score. That's pretty bad. Anyhow, moving on from something much more interesting. You haven't got to it yet this morning, but just a comment on the best athletic team the best program going right now at UT, which is Tony Vitello's group.
Mm-hmm.
What's wild is not only have they went 36-6 in their last 42 games, not only are they 5-1 in the SEC, a couple errors keep us from being 6-0, but last year's team that didn't get to complete the season most people feel. I'm wondering what y'all thought. That was a better team than the one we got out there today.
Yeah, Swain, what'd you think about that?
I was getting my baseball jersey, this medium one. Let's see if I can put this
I think.
I mean, you
So
look at that pitching staff that we lost.
no, I agree with you, Don. I think last year's team was better than this year's team, and it's nothing against this year's team. This year's team is also very good, but last year's team legitimately had the potential to go to the College World Series and make some noise. I mean, truly, because of what you just mentioned, the pitching staff with Garrett Crochet. And Tennessee got out to that 15-2 start without Garrett Crochet because he was hurt the first month of the season. So what they would have been with him would have been fun to watch. And then you had Alric Solari and Zach Daniels in the outfield. That team was absolutely loaded. So I agree with you.
Yeah, and look at Garrett Crochet, who, gets drafted, and he's pitching in the major leagues his first year.
Yes, didn't even throw a pitch in minor league baseball. Went straight to the major leagues.
Yeah. And you mentioned opening day tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Braves are assembled this year. A lot of changes, a lot of new, and a lot of old. Of course, the heart of the team, is still there. So I'm looking forward to seeing some baseball this year. As we get ready to go through the spring, and I'm on pins and needles. I'm reading everything I can, what little that the media is able, to disclose to us. And of course, like you mentioned, I never played college, but I remember spring practice in high school. You don't know hardly what's going on and who's doing what, but I just love the positivity that these coaches are bringing. I mean, whether a lot of it is to pump them up beyond even their capabilities, I just think that goes a whole lot farther than constantly harping and complaining and growling, and telling the public, A, you don't get to see anything, and B, man, things looking rough here. We're going to have to do this, that, and the other. What Swain, as a former player there, which way did you like to hear your coaching staff talk?
Can't breathe over here. Whew. No, I'm a big fan of Tony Vitello and how he really empowers his players to be themselves and have fun and play with the edge. Baseball is just different from football, though. Football, man, is so cutthroat when it comes to spying on the program for their plays, copying off them, their recruiting styles and tactics. It's much more secretive, much more to lose, much more money on the table. So it's just a totally different vibe, man. Successful football program or unsuccessful program, coaches are paranoid. Football coaches are just paranoid. So it's certainly different, man.
But to Don's question, I imagine you much prefer the
Tony Vitello, how he handles.
Well, and Don was speaking to how positive the new football staff has been as well. Kind of
He's telling them what they can do.
You're right.
Yeah, he's telling them what they can do, and just speaking with people around the program. Our players, they were beat down, man. They were beat down from the previous staff. Not saying everybody on the staff was bad, but they were just beat down on the culture. The culture beat them down, and so our coaches are hard on them, but lifting them up and making sure that that the players have an input. They have input. I mean, already you get music at the practice, and that doesn't mean that you're going to win a championship or win any games, but it just shows that the coaches are listening to their players.
Try to button that top button. I encourage those who are listening on the app or however way you are listening to tune into the video.
It's like a hole on the inside, but not on the outside, so you can't really see the buttons on the outside, which makes this. Jersey
Is that
special.
a U problem or the jersey?
No, look, see, there's not a hole on the outside right there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
I thought you couldn't see the hole on the outside.
Interesting. Let's see here.
I encourage those who are listening once again to tune into the video and watch Swain to try and button this medium-sized baseball jersey.
Am I turning colors? Am I turning like blue over here? Might be hard to see because I'm a brother and all. But
well, I was gonna say your skin looks a little lighter all of a sudden.
Woo. Man, I'm feeling lightheaded over here, man. About to faint.
You're gonna
blood
knock me out with one of those buttons here in a moment.
My blood circulation. Ugh. All right.
Cool.
I'm gonna wear it open. I'm gonna wear it open. Yeah, I'm gonna wear it open. Got my orange.
Now you look like a frat boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear my jersey open, man.
I never noticed. Is that Velcro too on the O to kind of make it?
Oh yeah.
I never noticed. That's a cool little wrinkle that I never knew about the legitimate jerseys.
Oh,
you don't see the button. Oh, there you go. You can Velcro it.
Yeah, it ain't working, man.
What is that? A medium?
This is really a medium. This jersey's a medium.
I think you should give it to your daughter.
I haven't worn a medium since like middle school, and I don't even think I wore a medium then.
Well,
I'm the same height now that I was in middle school, so I don't remember the last time I wore a medium.
Too.
Yeah, I don't. I need an extra large.
What's cool is I was telling you about the freshman brother from Memphis that had a really good game last night, Kyle Booker, and I was telling you that he could be your favorite player. But you reminded me that number 1, Drew Gilbert, is your favorite player.
Drew Gilbert, my guy.
That's a Drew Gilbert jersey right there, my guy.
That's what I'm trying to fit it, man. That's why I'm willing to risk my life to wear this jersey right now.
You know, Drew Gilbert's like 5'8.5".
Because I can't. This is probably his jersey then.
You want to see Drew Gilbert?
This is probably his medium.
Pelvic thrust at the LSU dugout after beating them on Sunday.
Yes. Was it Ace Ventura worthy? Oh, he gave him the X.
Yeah. X pelvic thrust.
Yeah.
Similar.
That's what he gave him.
I love Drew Gilbert. Drew Gilbert is my spirit animal, and I've been saying it since the moment he stepped foot on campus. He will cause a benches clearing brawl at some point. Tennessee is going to be in the negative news, the negative headlines because he causes a fight.
Well, if I'm there, I'm jumping in too.
He did clear the benches at Georgia Southern to start the season.
If I'm at the game, I'm jumping in too, man. I'm riding or dying with Drew Gilbert. I'm jumping in that one. I think this is his jersey, though.
No, because he didn't start wearing number 1 until this year. Alric Solari, who now plays in the Minnesota Twins
I got
organization.
this jersey this year.
Yeah, but they sent it to you before the season.
So?
Which means he never wore the number 1 jersey.
Did he practice the number 1 jersey before the season?
They don't practice in that jersey.
No, I'm saying, did they know he was going to be number 1 this season?
Yes.
Okay, so this is his jersey.
But what I'm saying is Alric Solari, who was a 3rd-round pick and is now in the Twins organization, wore number 1 and probably wore that jersey at some point.
Hey, man.
And he was, I mean, he's not as...
Is he itty-bitty too?
Not itty-bitty.
Itty-bitty baseball committee?
He's around 6 foot.
No, this is definitely Gilbert's jersey.
He's not big. 6 foot, 175. That's definitely his jersey right there. Unless they just had a backup number 1 that they sent to you.
I don't think he wearing a medium, man.
You don't think so? That looks a little snug on him.
I don't know. This thing.
It would. I love Drew Gilbert. It would be even cooler if that is an Alric Solari jersey.
I can see my tattoos, man. I can see the indentation of my tattoos. This shirt's so tight. That's when you know the shirt's tight. You can see the tattoos, man. Goodness gracious. All right, who's on the phone?
Dave Tona.
Dave Tona, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, Dave Tona?
Another day in beautiful Florida.
Yeah.
So, Swain.
Yo.
Those noises, man. Those noises that you was making when that caller was on was like...
I couldn't breathe.
They sounded like a little inappropriate.
I couldn't breathe, man. I was grasping for oxygen.
Well, You should have known better than try to put that shirt on. You see those guns you got? I mean, your arms would have never fit in those sleeves.
I'm in it right now, man. I don't know how I'm going to get out. I'm going to need Ben to help me out during the break. But I'm in here.
I'm going to take a video of you taking it off.
I'm going to the
You're
bathroom.
not really, brother. You may be in it, but you ain't in it until you can button it.
I ain't gonna get in it then.
I'm very curious to see how you get out of this jersey, because there's no way you're gonna be able to peel this off of you.
Ben, don't help him.
I don't need any help from Ben.
Can you do it right now on live video?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So everybody can see?
Nope.
Swain,
The button might pop off and break something in here, huh?
Take my eye out.
You've been working out a little. You got some guns going.
Sure. Yeah, I've been working out all right.
So what's wrong with the front part? Your butt go to your gut?
I don't have a front booty now. I don't got the Charlie Weiss. Don't even.
Hey, I just wanted to call and comment. I have nothing for you today other than those noises you was making sound a little inappropriate.
I couldn't breathe, man. I couldn't breathe. I was trying to get my all for Tony Vitello, man. Trying to get into his jersey. Almost took me out.
You have to wear it around this week. Bama week. Bama hate week.
I might put on my other one, man.
Hey, you know what? Once you get it off, you know what you should do? You and Ben separate a little bit more, and y'all just try to stretch that thing out.
Nah, man. I'm gonna have to give it back and trade it out for an XL. I'm gonna have to do an exchange.
Hey, you could always send it to your boy down here in Florida.
You're not gonna fit into a medium either.
Yes, the heck I am, dude. I don't weigh but 155 pounds.
You know people down in Florida. You know people down in Florida all in shape and stuff.
How tall are you,
down
Daytona?
on the South Beach diet and stuff.
I didn't say I was in
Atkins.
shape. Don't confuse that.
How tall are you,
Atkins diet.
Daytona?
5'7", 5'6", 5'7".
Oh, so you're part of the itty bitty baseball committee too.
Oh yeah, dude. Hey, I played ball. I played AAA.
Yeah, I'm gonna trade it in, Daytona. Sorry, man. You gotta go Alumni Hall and get yours.
No, I ain't in the Alumni Hall.
They
don't have one of them.
AlumniHall.com.
Well, I'll tell
Gotcha.
you this. Check this out. You go on Alumni Hall, get you another one, and send me that one.
No, sir.
Ben would do it.
No, he wouldn't.
I'm broke. I can't do that.
No, he wouldn't. He not gonna do it. This one got the patches on it. This is authentic.
Oh yeah.
You going to
hides the buttons, got Velcro to really match up the Vols across the chest.
Yeah, you going to Alumni Hall. I'm going to get an exchange.
Got the SEC patch, the volunteer state patch, the American flag on the back.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. I call and tell you guys I love y'all all the time. I don't feel no love.
I love you, man. AlumniHall.com.
Look, I watch
promo code LOVE. You get 10% off.
I watch.
You know what? You know what would make my day if I woke up in like a day or two, and UPS or FedEx was at my door for a package coming from old Swaino himself with a bright orange Tennessee baseball jersey in it.
That'd make my day too, Daytona. We can all dream.
Okay, well, just let me know if you need my address for any reason.
Okay, I got you, man. Yeah, send it to us. Send me your address, man. When you see a little small envelope, really small one, that's the one the jersey's gonna be in. It's gonna be a little note.
You know what's gonna happen if you send that jersey back.
It's gonna say AlumniHall.com on the note.
You can go through all the trouble to send him a package, pay for the package. That says Alumni Hall on a note.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to send him a package and say AlumniHall.com.
You know what's going to happen if you exchange that for a double X
I'm not gonna get
or an
it.
XL. Oh, you'll get one back. It'd just probably be like number 65 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Then they go up to the 40s. I don't think they have anybody up in the 50s or higher.
What if I take off the number 1 on the stitching and then put that one back on? Maybe I can get someone in the football equipment room to do that for me.
Oh, sweet.
Dude, there's all kind of people around Knoxville that can sew. We can make that happen.
Why don't you just put 99 on the back of the jersey?
How about just fast and be able to fit into a medium?
Yeah, but even that wouldn't work. You said you haven't been in a medium since you were in middle school, and in college you were in shape and you weren't rocking a medium. So even if you got into top-notch shape, you would not be able to fit into a medium.
This is a big medium though. I'm surprised I even got this much of it on, to be honest.
A big medium is one way to describe it.
Yeah, this is a big medium.
I can't wait to watch you take this off.
That's what she said. If you want to watch somebody take something off, why don't you go to a gym club? Why don't you go to Magic City? It's not that type of party.
That's what I got married for, Swain.
865-255-03. I'm going to go try to take off this medium.
I'm not helping you.
Pray for me. Be right back after this Swain Event.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
All right, let's hit up the text box here in the Swain event. For your information, the jersey was easy to take off.
He took it off in like 0.3 seconds.
Yeah, it's very easy. So I'm closer to a medium than I thought. QC Rodney says, send Swaino that address and Daytona will wake up to a flaming bag of dog poo. Yeah, you're right about that. Don't send me that address, Daytona, because we'll roll your house. I miss those days, man. I miss those middle school, school days, rolling people's house. That was fun, man. That was fun. D'Arval, you ain't right, but funny. 90s Vol, you ain't right, but funny. Vol in Birmingham says, I need to see Gilbert give Alabama team the pelvic thrust this weekend if Tennessee baseball takes on Alabama. Let's do it. Do it, Tony. Do it for the basketball team. Do it for the football team. Do it for all the football coaches that have been unsuccessful against Alabama since 2006. Do it for them, Tony.
The best part is Bama fans know what's coming this weekend.
Let's go.
Usually they're talking funky to me the week Tennessee plays Bama in basketball or football. This week they've been extra quiet.
That's right. You ain't ready for Tennessee baseball. Anyways, Ben, we got kind of sidetracked by the callers.
Thanks, Dave Tona.
Practice. Yesterday you went full pads. It's only 3 periods that you were able to see. When they have a scrimmage, hopefully during the weekend, I want to check them out and kind of see who stands out. The numbers are going to be a problem for Tennessee trying to really execute full scrimmage. You got some guys kind of banged up. When I was there on Saturday, Hyatt wasn't participating. He's still dealing with a nagging issue. A couple of other guys were out yesterday. And if you're the coaching staff, you want to protect guys and understand that the season is in September, not right now. So you want to be careful and not push a guy to where they miss longer time because they're not getting the proper rest that they need when they have a little issue. So numbers are going to be a challenge for Hype in his staff. But Ben, just what did you see, man? What did you see out there? What did you notice?
I didn't have any sweeping takeaways just because we did not see much, as is the case with any coaching staff. The main thing I tried to pay attention to was kind of who was available and who wasn't, if there were any position changes. And I did not catch any position changes other than Will Albright, the long snapper, getting some work at inside linebacker, and that is simply because Tennessee needs bodies at the position. That's just the state of the position, state of the inside linebacker room right now is that, unfortunately, they have to move their long snapper over to inside linebacker because they don't have anybody. So Will Albright was working with the inside linebackers. And to be fair to Will Albright, he's not your typical long snapper. He played many positions in high school. He's an athletic dude, but he knew his best route to playing college football was long snapping, which is why he came to Tennessee as a long snapper. You can look at me like that all you want. I'm still correct in what I am saying. But that was the big thing that I took away is just kind of personnel.
What was your reason for telling us that, Ben?
Because, what do you mean? Which part?
The part about Will Albright.
Well, because people were overreacting on Twitter yesterday, of course, to media members mentioning that Albright was working with the inside linebackers. And
what were they saying?
That this is the current state of affairs that we are in, and it's ridiculous that Tennessee has to move a long snapper to inside linebacker and things of that nature, which it is very unfortunate. There's no way around that. My point in bringing up what I am saying is not the fact that Tennessee had to move a long snapper to linebacker. I'm speaking to Will Albright individually in the sense of he is more athletic and not your typical long snapper. He was an all-state player at other positions in high school as well, is what I'm trying to communicate. So it's not like they're moving somebody who's only ever long snapped to inside linebacker. And I think that's what it came off as. People don't know Will Albright's background. They think that the only thing he knows how to do is be a long snapper, and so they're just putting him at inside linebacker. That's not the case. It's not foreign to him.
My first reaction was probably the same reaction as the people who overreacted.
It is.
Because it's not normal and it's not ideal to have to put your long snapper at the middle linebacker because of the lack of bodies. And you have two in the portal, and then you have, a guy here or there that is banged up. And so, they missed yesterday's practice. And so that is a position that you have to address in the portal. That is, before we had Austin Price on, I said that would be number one for me. That would be like the number one position I would address, and then it would be pass rusher and then a cover corner. Asked Austin the same thing, and
he said every position.
He's like everything, but he did say linebacker would be probably number one for him too, without him knowing my choice. So we're kind of along the same lines of thinking there, as far as linebackers needing some help. So it's the spring, a lot can change. There's going to be some guys that are going to be out there who should be healthy, and then hopefully Tennessee addresses that in the portal and brings in someone too. But yeah, man, there's going to be an emphasis put on scoring points, and I think you're going to get more fourth down plays from the offense this year. You're going to get Heupel going for it more on fourth down, because if you struggle to stop anybody, what's the point of punting it when you are at midfield? What's the point? What's the point? There's no point at all. So it's going to cause for the offense to be more aggressive, which, hey man, that could bode well. That could be fun product to watch. But
it's just it's spring practice. Like, Will Albright's not going to play inside linebacker in the fall. I just don't understand getting all worked up about something so meaningless.
No, I mean it is a sign of kind of where the current program is.
Correct.
But at the same time, yeah, this is why I said earlier in the show, take the stuff from spring with a grain of salt right now, because new staff, transfer portal, going in, going out, whatever. Tennessee's not going to play a game this week or next week or this month or next month. So, yeah, you're going to have some guys be in some roles or being in positions that they're not going to be in the fall. You need bodies. You need to have guys to even, be able to play 11-on-11. And so, yeah, I wasn't totally surprised. I wasn't shocked, but I wasn't, encouraged either. There's no reason to get over emotional right now over it. But, man, we come to the fall and, linebackers looking thin, and we have to put Will Albright out there during the fall. Then I'm going to be really in my feelings for sure.
An emergency linebacker. That's what he is. He is the Derek Brodus of the inside linebacker position.
Yeah. 90s Vol says on middle linebacker, maybe a hot take, but Kavard's Crouch is a great athlete, but he wasn't very good at that position. No, that's not a hot take. He struggled at that. He struggled last year. And, when you have a coach that's never coached linebackers in college football, especially in the SEC, it's not surprising at all. So,
some other things that stood out to me from practice, also at the inside linebacker position, Jeremy Banks was not present. He is nursing some injuries. Along the defensive line, I thought it was interesting that Tyler Barron, Bryson Eason, and Byron Young were all exclusively working with the defensive line.
So that signals 4-3.
Yes, although I think it's going to be more of a 4-2-5. And yeah. Pruitt was basically a 4-2-5.
Yeah.
When the three defined defensive linemen were on the field, and then they would bring down an edge rusher or outside backer to make it that four-man front, and then
most of the defenses today tend to morph into five guys in the secondary because of spread offenses, and you need speed. So you take out a linebacker, and you would rather put in a DB that can tackle.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was interesting that those guys were working with the defensive line distinctly. Now, and the defense was on the other side of the field from where we were standing, so I did not get a look at Mike Eckler's outside linebacker group. So maybe it's not an indication that it'll be a 4-3 front. Maybe Tyler Barron, who he got more meat on him. Bryson Eason, he's huge. He's blown up after his 1 year of being in a college football program. Maybe it's an indication that those guys are truly going to play along the defensive line, play defensive end. I'll make a mental note to make sure I take a look at the outside linebackers tomorrow when we are able to go Thursday and Friday. We'll see what happens. Maybe they're truly working with the defensive line, but I imagine Mike Eckler had a bunch as well. Just he was on the opposite side of the field, and on the first day I cared more about kind of watching the quarterbacks, to be quite honest, and seeing,
of course, man,
and seeing Heupel's offense. And speaking of the offensive side of the ball, Hendon Hooker just carries himself as QB1. That doesn't mean he's going to be QB1, but he carries himself as QB1. He's the first quarterback through every drill, and very vocal, kind of loose in a good way. He's not uptight, and he just really carries himself well, I thought, which is to be expected considering he started plenty of games at Virginia Tech. He's been through this process. The more interesting note was that Brian Maurer went second in most drills, and to me, it was disappointing to see Harrison Bailey just kind of simply mix in with the walk-ons. I thought that was kind of weird. Who knows why that is, but if I'm Harrison Bailey, I'm making sure that at times I don't let a walk-on go in front of me, regardless of circumstance. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't take anything away from them throwing the football. They didn't run a route in front of us that was more than 10 yards. It was simple slants and comebacks and curl routes and in routes and out routes. And I mean, it was super simplistic, short 5 to 10 yard routes. So I didn't take any sweeping observations away from the quarterback stealing the football.
Well, I think you're gonna see a lot of those routes, Ben. To be honest, man, because when you're going so fast, let's say for instance, you have a passing play. If you send 4 guys verticals down the football field, and let's say you dump it off to the back, and he picks up 4 or 5 yards, gets tackled. Now you got to wait for the receivers to run 35 yards back to the line of scrimmage to get lined up quickly. So
that's true.
It's a little bit easier to run those intermediate routes, those hitches, those slants, those bubbles, because when there's a positive gain, it's easier for those guys to line back up quickly and snap the football. So there may be some times when you won't see a bunch of verticals down the football field, but you see some, more of the intermediate routes, like the comebacks, which is going to be so important for these guys. The comebacks and the curls that is ran precise, that the timing is on point, because teams may start sitting on our receivers to force them to go deep. Yep. Hey, man, we're going to sit on everything until you prove to us that you're going to go deep, because we know that you got to run your receivers back on, back 35 yards, or that receiver just jaws off to the sideline, then you bring another receiver from the sideline. So you could do that. You're not changing necessarily personnel, but you're just making a substitution. And you still can line up real fast and, kind of force the defense to adjust. So those are things you can do.
Yeah, I more so mentioned the short routes in the way that I did in regards to the quarterbacks. Like, they weren't showing off their arm. Like, I wasn't watching Hendon Hooker throw a deep ball and then Harrison Bailey throw a deep ball and Brian Maurer throw a deep ball. At this level, I expect a quarterback to be able to hit a 5 to 10 yard route in the numbers.
Yes.
So that was more so how I referenced the short routes. I completely agree with you. I do think I overheard. I don't know that I completely overheard, and I'm not going to say which player I think, said this, but there was a receiver or potentially a tight end that ran a route with Hendon Hooker throwing him the football, and right on the numbers, nice throw, simple throw, easy throw. Again, somebody at this level should be able to make that throw. And I think I heard the person who caught the football say out loud that it sure is nice to have a quarterback that can hit you on the numbers.
You didn't hear that.
I think I did. I don't know for sure, but I think I heard that. Because somebody on the sideline within the program, a support staff member, I did not recognize the person, said something about the catch or the route that he ran, and the player responded back fairly loud.
It is
something along the lines of, it is nice to have a quarterback that can throw you the football. Something along those lines. I think I heard that. Don't know for sure. Not 100% sure, but I'm like 60 to 70% sure I heard that.
I think that was the devil being on one shoulder saying that.
The troll Ben.
That's what you heard. Yep. The instigating Ben, the little Ben that pops up on your shoulder. One is an instigator and one is a healer that brings people together.
Speaking of former Tennessee quarterbacks, it looks like Jarrett's going to have a pretty easy path to being the starting quarterback at Washington State, because Washington State had to kick off the returning quarterback.
I would hope so if he's traveling across the country to go to school there.
Yeah, but they had like a returning starter, if I'm understanding that correctly, and he got in trouble and got kicked off the team.
Yeah, well, I hope he's a starter. I would hate for him to travel across the country, one coast to the other, and not play. That would stink. So I still root for Jarrett. I want him to be successful.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big, and I text Ben this kind of during practice, asking him, all right, who's going first? And something small as that, it matters. Because are you going first because you demanded to be first in line, or you just fell into the number one spot? Are there different guys lining up first in drills every time y'all do drills? For me, this is my personal preference. But for me, I don't like that. I don't like when, let's say there's 7 individual drills or individual periods in the practice, and you're with your wide receivers. In each drill, there's someone new at the front. I don't like that. Especially if it's like a young guy or a new guy. I feel like it should be the same person or persons at the front. In this group, it should be Velus Jones. It needs to be his group. More experience than anybody else on this squad. He needs to be the guy.
And it is. He is first in every individual drill when they're running routes. Obviously, spot 2, and he and another receiver are going at the same time. But he's always first in line, and even Cody Burns talked about him leading the room after practice yesterday. And Velus was very vocal. There was a receiver that kept dropping the football, and Velus was very encouraging and trying to give him some pointers and whatnot. So Velus is definitely the leader of that room.
That's what you got to have. You got to have an extension of the position coach in each room. Your leader in your room needs to echo the things that your position coach is saying to you on a daily basis. It was a clear message from Trooper Taylor to me, and when Trooper wasn't around, because he couldn't be during the summer, I made sure that our receivers were doing those things. And that's what needs to happen with this group. Whenever the wide receiver coach is not around, is Velas going to be an extension of Cody Burns? Every single day, every single rep, Velas Jones should be number one in line. Number two should be Jalen Hyatt. And Hyatt should be pushing Velas to be number one. Like if I'm Jalen Hyatt, I'm trying to go first. And if Velas lets me, I'm going. But it's Velas, not Velas. But if Velas gives me that look like, hey man, I'm right here, then I fall back. But like I'm pushing to be that guy. That's what I would do. Hour 3 coming up.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
It's the little things. It's the little things that matter in between the white lines, just the small things. Ben and I were talking during the break. There was really one year where I demanded to be number one every single drill. That was my senior season. My junior season, we had a lot of guys, man, a lot of guys. But I remember my sophomore season. And Tony Brown was a senior. He was first in line every time. Every time, we know who the guy was. My senior season, that was me, and that's weird because there's two other guys that's the same age as me that came in with me, but they wasn't gonna fight me on that. And Velus needs to be the guy, and every room should have that guy. Every room should have that guy where there's no dispute of who's going first. And if you got two guys that want that crown, I like it when they jock for first rep. And the coach is like, come on, y'all just line up. Come on, let's go. You got two guys jockeying to be first. In your head as a coach, you like that. You like that. That pleases you. But you got to go because you don't want to waste any time. You want high tempo, high intensity. So the coach would be like, come on, y'all, come on now, quit playing. Hurry up, just line up and go. It don't matter who go first. But really, it does matter. It does matter. So that was something I was texting you during practice. Like, hey, who going first?
It is important.
Who going? Matthew says, shows great leadership that Matthew, I see what you did there. You didn't mention who dropped the ball, did you?
No, but it was not Ramel Keaton.
Matthew, you ain't slick, Matthew.
Said on the text
I
box.
caught that, Matthew. Matthew says, shows great leadership that Velus encouraged Ramel Keaton like that. I almost read it without thinking about it. You ain't slick, Matthew.
It was not Ramel Keaton. I saw Ramel Keaton out there, did not pay much attention to him. He was on the opposite side of the field of me. So I did not pay much attention to him.
Yeah, I want to see more from Ramel Keaton, man. I want to see more from him.
I'd like to get some of the guys back. Jimmy Holiday was in a black jersey, which we don't know 1,000% what the different color jerseys mean with this particular staff, but it looks like the black jerseys are the non-contact jerseys for sure.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Holiday was in a black jersey. Smaller in person than I thought he would be.
Thicker. He's thicker than I thought.
Really? He's smaller than I thought.
Yeah, he's
That's probably a me thing, as usual.
No, he is shorter than what I thought, but he's thick, so he should be a guy that won't be easy to bring down. Should be good after the catch. Man, should be a good bubble screen catcher, a guy that can line up in the slot, catch a bubble screen, and go get you 5 yards. He should be a guy that can be able to do that, run through some tackles. But yeah, black jersey seems to be the old school green jersey, which is non-contact.
Yes, which he was in.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi Weidman was dressed out, but was off to the side, not really doing much of anything, kind of working on the side, as was Jalen Hyatt. So let's get those three guys back and get them in the fold. Cedric Tillman, you could tell that he's been through spring practice before. I mean, he's not flashy. I did see him make a one-handed catch, but I mean, it was simple 5-10 yard route.
Yeah, route versus air.
But you could tell that that Cedric had gone through practice before.
Hitting up the YouTube chat live box here. Donovan says, Jaden Gardner, talking about basketball, Gardner is a 6'7" guy from East Carolina, has mutual interest with Tennessee in 3 years with East Carolina, averaged 18 points, 8 rebounds, would be a pickup by Tennessee. We need him bad. Yeah, we discussed Gardner yesterday a little bit as one of the options for Rick Barnes and Tennessee basketball. Yeah, so we talked about Gardner yesterday a little bit, Donovan. Big Fred, Tennessee, said Juwan Howard hired experienced assistant coaches from the beginning. That is true. That is true. There's a difference between Michigan and Memphis with their former NBA stars. You can tell, man. More organization there on Michigan's side. Looks like some better in-game coaching. Obviously, Michigan was successful. Losing to 11th seed, I'm pretty sure Michigan fans are like, "Oh my gosh, this team!" But Michigan's one of the better programs in the country, and they have the number 1 recruiting class coming in. And Juwan's first tournament to be right there at the Final Four. The ceiling is high for him. So Janelle says, "Yeah, Penny ran that mouth against our boys in Barnes. He's a Bama LSU type of hate for me." So Janelle hates Penny just like she hates Bama and LSU.
I don't hate Penny, but I dislike Penny. I dislike Penny more than I dislike Will Wade.
Okay. Matt Sherman says, "Why did Drew Pember and Devontae Gaines go into the portal when there was a shot to play next year with some open roster slots?" Matt, they weren't going to play next year.
Drew Pember averaged 1.5 points in 5.8 minutes on a team that struggled to find offensive consistency.
Yeah, he wasn't going to play.
No.
Yeah. Devontae Gaines and Pember, entering your third year in the program, if you're not going to be a legitimate option, then you don't need to be there. So that's why they transferred. They wasn't going to get any playing time, Matthew. Also, Matthew asked about an update on Crouch and Toe. Nope, they're not here. And that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed since a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It hasn't changed. I don't expect those guys to be with this program. So I've mentally moved on from Crouch and Henry Toto. Now, if they want to surprise me, cool, whatever. But I'm not putting too much stock in those guys. Chip says, "Remember, Nick Rivers was a walk-on and a really good one." Yeah, Nick balled out.
Speaking of walk-ons, big old left tackle Dane Davis, who is a walk-on, was getting first-team look at left tackle. Again, it wasn't – Tennessee did not show us any 5-man offensive line drills. It was kind of 3-man offensive line drills, and he was working next to Cade while Cade was at left guard a little bit.
I know one thing. I'm not letting the walk-on get any reps in front of me first.
Who there's nobody else at left tackle.
Darnell Wright?
He's at right tackle.
K'Ron Calvert?
He was working guard and tackle. Jameer Johnson is at Texas A&M. Wanye Morris is at Oklahoma. I will say Dane Davis is a walk-on, which doesn't bode well, even though it has worked out for Tennessee well in the past with Jacob Gillum. But the one thing I took away from Dane Davis, that dude is huge. He is massive. I did not realize how big he was. That's the first time I'd seen him in person. He is monstrous. Is that a word, monstrous?
Yes.
Okay, good. Glad I didn't make up a word. If you give me 2 seconds, I'm going to tell you exactly how big Dane Davis is. Dane Davis, where are you, buddy? 6'7", 325.
It's a big old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Corey on Facebook Live says, "OJG, he gives us the best chance to win." LMAO. He did. He did. That's the sad part.
I'm not talking Jarrett Garantano today. I refuse. I got here late. I'll leave early if I have to. I'm not talking Jarrett Garantano today. Or any day. I'm done.
No, you're not.
Fine. I'm done until JG and JT Shrout match up quarterback for quarterback week 3 this season.
You ain't done, man.
Will you watch that game? Will you go out of your way to watch that game? Jarrett Garantano versus JT Shrout? Week 3?
Nope.
It's football. And it's intriguing to Tennessee. There's a storyline there with
the
Tennessee.
game is probably going to be on at 2 a.m.
Which means you won't have anything else to do.
Oh, I got plenty of things to do at 2 a.m.
You ain't got jack to do at 2 a.m.
I got a lot of things better than
on a Saturday
watch
night.
Washington State play football against Colorado.
But it's Jarrett Garantano versus JT Shrout, potentially.
Let's see if they play this year.
Well, it's not week 3. I read that wrong on Twitter. Shocking.
What week they play? They don't even play.
They don't even play. What the heck? I swear I saw that they played.
Nope, they don't play.
Well, never mind.
So I have to worry about it then.
Well, what about when they play each other in the Pac-12 championship game?
Boy, stop. And neither one of them quarterbacks leading their team to a conference championship.
I know for a fact I saw somebody. I guess they were joking, but I for a fact saw somebody that wasn't some random tweet that can't wait to watch JG and JT Shrout play each other next year in the Pac-12 week 3.
Yeah.
I thought they were being serious. They were joking.
Bob says, good morning. Chip says, happy hump day, gentlemen. And as always, go Vols. Pam, good morning, Vol family. Hope everyone's safe from the storms. My Nashville family has had too much. Yeah, storms have been such a pain for our Middle Tennessee neighbors. Dealt with floods, about almost a decade and a half ago. Real bad floods, and it seems like there's some flooding going on now again in the mid-state. So please be careful and hope everyone's safe there in the mid-state. Chip says, I'm going to start wearing a medium-sized shirt like Swain so I look bigger. Nah, man, don't do it. I will not advise you to do that, man. You will lose oxygen. Joe Fowler, that jersey looking good, Swain. No. No. I thought someone was taking my blood pressure in my arm. The whole time I had that jersey on, man. It was so tight. Woo.
You're ridiculous.
Woo, so tight. Todd says, unfortunately now, mass media makes my gut look bigger, not my guns. Hashtag dad bod. Pam says, I can sew. All right, Pam. We got to take off this number 1 decal. No, the number 1 stitching. All the decals. We got to put it on an extra large orange jersey that probably has a different number. We got to have it number 1. So we can
be
make
like
that happen.
47.
I got to talk to my boy Tony Vitello, man. I got to talk to my boy.
Well, the next time you leave to go on vacation and sip pina coladas in your Crocs, I'll be sure to have them on again.
It kind of made me sad that he came on when I was gone.
On a game day.
Wow. He must really don't like me. He must really like you.
He even laughed while he was on the show.
Wow. So he had a good time.
Seems like it, unless he was faking it.
Wow. Ouch. Kind of hurts. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Be right back.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. All right, it's time for around the SEC, folks. Jason Swain, Ben McKee here. Swain Event fueled by Daddy and Barbecue. All right, Ben, what you got over there?
Oh, I've got a doozy. Tennessee fans' favorite non-Tennessee basketball player has entered the transfer portal. Any guesses as to who?
Tennessee
fans' favorite SEC basketball player that is not a Tennessee player.
Let me think. Somebody from Kentucky? Who do we give? Oh, the kid from Florida.
Yeah, Omar Payne is in the transfer portal.
Kid from Florida.
Omar Payne is in the transfer portal. He is leaving Gainesville because you know why? He told me this himself. He's scared to come to Knoxville next year. He is scared to come to Knoxville next year. So Omar Payne is the fourth Florida basketball player.
Maybe he is coming to Knoxville.
Who has entered the NCAA transfer portal.
Maybe come to Knoxville to be Folky's teammate. Man, that would be hilarious.
The ultimate asking for forgiveness.
Man, that would be hilarious.
He averaged 3.8 points and 3.2 rebounds this season, his sophomore season. 6'10", 230 pounds.
Man, that would be hilarious right there.
It would be indeed. So John Fulkerson is in the transfer portal, and then South Carolina has had a couple of transfers as well from its basketball program. Jalen McCreary and Trey Hannibal are both in the transfer portal. McCreary was a 3-star prospect in the 2019 class. Made one start this past season. He averaged 5.1 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks in 13.2 minutes. So everybody's transferring.
There's only a limited amount of spots. Everyone transfer, but I hope you have a place, or you can be back at your old school, or you're going to have to go down a level. So not everyone transferring is going to find a home.
Omar Payne may not be coming to Tennessee, but sounds like Tennessee has interest in a different Gator that is in the transfer portal. And Noah Locke may be an option for Tennessee.
He can shoot it, man.
He can.
I couldn't do that if I was Noah Locke, but
that would be very, very, very weird. He did set the Florida freshman record for three-pointers in a season, and Florida has had its fair share of good basketball players.
Every time he shoots, I think it's going in, except for the one that hit the side of the backboard against Tennessee. But he's a heck of a shooter, man.
He had two that hit the side of the backboard. I meant to mention this from over the weekend. I believe it happened on Friday. But speaking of South Carolina basketball, it looks like South Carolina is going to bring back Frank Martin as their basketball coach in order to avoid another large buyout. This is in the Post and Courier there in South Carolina by David. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. After 2 weeks of swirling speculation about his future, Frank Martin appears to be staying as South Carolina's basketball coach. USC is seeking to bring Martin back to Colonial Life Arena for a 10th season next year. Sources close to the situation confirmed, although any agreement would have to address Martin's contract buyout. The coach's hefty $6.5 million buyout was enough reason this weekend to discuss keeping him in Columbia. Word of talks broke what was a tense situation about the future of the basketball program and the prospect of South Carolina spending more millions to send away another coach.
And they got to pay Will Muschamp and his staff. And if they were to do something with Frank Martin, they would have had to pay him, because I'm pretty sure he got an extension after that Final Four appearance.
Yes, as that would make sense. Apparently, after the SEC tournament lost to Ole Miss, which was a score of 76-59, Frank Martin went to the South Carolina administration and asked for an extension to his current 2-year contract.
Excuse me?
And South Carolina declined.
Excuse me?
And the two sides agreed to let Martin talk to other schools about their head coaching jobs, thus sparring USC the harsh task of potentially firing its third winningest coach.
Excuse me? Frank Martin went to the administration this year and asked for more money? An extension? I mean, I guess if you don't ask, you won't receive, right? At least you ask. I mean, she's a 10, you a 7, you a 2, you a 5. You at least got to ask. You never know.
How'd you go from a 7 to a 2?
I don't know. I was talking about me. 7, talking about you as a 2. But, I mean, you at least got to ask. You never know. She may say yeah. She may be in a mood that she want to be around somebody that looks terrible, make herself feel good. I don't know. You might be able to pull a supermodel. Who knows? At least you got to ask.
For sure.
So Frank Martin, went to the administration, was like, hey, man, I pretty much suck since the Final Four. Let me get some more money.
Correct. One last thing before we get to Turkey Man and Jay on the Irish Networks hotline. This is a football note as it relates to Georgia. Georgia had another scary situation at football practice on Tuesday. If you'll remember, George Pickens tore his ACL last week. Well, yesterday during practice, they got nervous because their third leading receiver last season, Jermaine Burton, suffered a knee injury. But according to Dogs 247, the injury sustained will cause him to miss the rest of spring practice, but a full recovery is expected to take place at some point during late spring or early summer. Again, he went down with a knee injury in Tuesday's practice. So Georgia avoids disaster. Looks like George Pickens is going to be out this upcoming season. That would have been Georgia's leading receiver and third leading receiver out with injuries had Jermaine Burton's been more serious.
Georgia fans didn't blame that on Tennessee's field, did they?
Probably. Kirby probably blamed it on the city of Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
Good morning, brother.
Doing good. It's raining on this end.
It's raining on this end, too.
Yeah, we've got plenty of rain. I got a question and a comment. I told Ben to come in to troll a little bit. I guess I am, in a way. I was wondering about this transfer portal, and I was thinking that NCAA has not made a decision on whether or not they one-time transfer. And as hard as it was, we made jokes, which is actually true. We make him a quarterback, they'll okay him transfer to a school, is what we've dealt with, up to this point. So I ain't sure there ain't going to be a curveball coming from them in one-time transfer. And I don't know what that would be, except maybe if you're a quarterback, you can go anywhere you want to. Other than that, you have to stay outside your conference or something like that. But, I just expect so much come from the NCAA that I look for something along those lines to come about. Now, my comment is directed at you, my brother. I heard you all the time talking about your quarterback for Chicago Bears. And we know that when a quarterback from Tennessee goes somewhere else, they do really good. And we have seen Peterman get drafted in an opportunity. I'm going to predict. I'm going to call these things as they are. As they are. I'm going to call them out of that darkness. I'm going to call that JG is going to get drafted by the Bears at quarterback next year. He's going to be your quarterback.
And your time on today's show is over, Turkey Man.
He's going to be your quarterback.
Man,
sit your ass down. Just chew on that and think about it. How much?
No,
That's
sir.
possible. No,
ain't happening.
Mitchell what's his name? Mitchell, whatever his name was. I've heard since he's been drafted in Chicago.
I don't know who you're talking about, man. I don't know who you're talking about.
Mitchell Dees.
Yeah. Boys, I'll watch it rain, but have a good one. But just think it could be worse.
All right, Turkey Man. I see you, man.
And remember, Turkey Man, Mitchell's last name is Dees.
Don't do Turkey Man like that. His last name is Bofa Mitchell. That's his first name is Bofa. Yeah, hit him with the other one. Let's get to Jay. Jay, good morning.
Swain, good morning.
What's up, Jay, man? Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you.
Happy hump day.
That's right.
Almost Friday.
That's right.
Swain, have you been over to practice yet?
Yeah, I went Saturday.
What'd you think, man? What'd you think of practice and everything? I'm sure you talked about it, but I haven't got to hear what's the Cliff Notes.
I'm glad we don't play tomorrow. Yeah, I'm glad we don't play tomorrow. It's brand new.
Yeah.
You got to think about the culture that was taking place for the last 3 years, and these players, they still have old habits on the football field. They got habits off the football field. Maybe they are discouraged from speaking up about things. So it's just a lot of adjustment that has to take place. There's a lot of guys that may be in different roles, but right now the coaches are still evaluating them and kind of seeing how they can best use them. So it's a lot of new. It's a lot of new. But it's fast paced, especially the offense. You got some experienced coaches on defense, like a William Martinez and Brian John Marie and Rodney Garner, Eckler. You got some experience there on defense, and so I'm not gonna sit here and say that Tennessee is terrible, but we ain't ready to play right now. That's for sure. We ain't ready to play, and we shouldn't be. Come on, man. It's third day.
No, of course not. Of course not. Hey, did y'all see Jason Shea up at ETSU resign?
I did not.
Yep.
I did not see that.
I think things are going to get interesting in college sports. I really do. You saw, I'm sure y'all saw with Texas and the boosters and, the kids, Texas football team didn't want to sing the Texas Fight song, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the boosters, big money millionaire boosters, wrote the president and AD and everything and said, if they don't sing that song, you can forget my money and all this other stuff, and kind of put pressure. But I guess it's being assumed, it hasn't come out, nobody's come out and said it officially, but it's being assumed that ETSU this past season, they kneeled for the anthem, and it caused a big hubbub up there with state lawmakers and fans and alumni and everything. People were really upset about that. And basically they're saying that Jason Shea was forced out because of that, because he kneeled with his players and stood up for them. And I think this is going to be an interesting dynamic in college sports, especially in basketball and football, where you have predominantly or majority of African-American players. I mean, do they want to go to ETSU now? Or when they see this, are they going to want to go, even though they're going to have a new coach? Do they want to go to an institution that, at least on the outside, people perceive them as forcing a coach out or being pressured or whatever? I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic in college sports going forward.
Oh, for sure. And, that would deter me for sure. And
yeah, I mean, how do you recruit to that?
You don't.
I mean, let's be honest, Wayne. You can't have a team full of Jimmy Chitwoods from Hoosiers. You'll get your eyes beat shut. So, I mean, how are you going to recruit black athletes from your school when it looks like you caved under pressure to force a coach out because he kneeled with his team?
Hey, man, the lawmakers are more upset with kneeling than the reason why athletes are kneeling.
I mean,
and
that's
an issue.
Well, think about, and this is what I said, I don't know how this is not a national story, but, I mean, look, we understand Tennessee is a very conservative red state, and a vast majority of these people in the state are never going to get down and be okay with these kneeling for the flags or whatever. They just see it differently, and that just is what it is. But
they never experienced it, so.
Yeah, and they don't, they don't understand exactly why they're doing it, I don't think. But
I don't see how you don't understand it at this point.
If this happened at Tennessee, this would be the biggest story in sports right now. The only reason I don't think it's not national news is because it's at ETSU.
Correct. I can see it being picked up on around outside the lines or something like that. I can see it being picked up. Lady Vols got some, they got some blowback.
Not some. Lady Vols got a ton of blowback all season long. People were messaging.
Did they do it as well?
Yes, they did it throughout the season as well until.
Well, this is what made me wonder because you saw Master P's son, and he's a well thought of recruit. He's going to Tennessee State, and you see kind of some of these players going down to play for Dion at Jackson State, and it's kind of been talked about and kicked around. Go that these athletes, they should go to these HBCUs. I don't know if that'll ever take place fully because the money's at the big state schools, but that would be interesting to see if there is some kind of dynamic, shift, so to speak.
Yeah, we saw a 5-star basketball player go to Howard, and I mean, you're seeing more of it than you have in the past, but athletes see what's going on around them, and people just want them to shut up and play, and that's not going to work because at the end of the day, they're citizens too. No one tells you if you are a dentist or medical salesperson to stick to just what you do, and so at the end of the day, everyone's a citizen. Everyone has their concerns, and they have their right to do that. Obviously, I understand people want to separate sports from politics, but this is social issues, and I find it commendable that folks care about the communities around them and care about other people besides themselves. Because when you're an athlete, man, you're kind of you're kind of shielded away from some of the other things that other people deal with sometimes, and sometimes you're not. We saw with the Milwaukee Bucks player, his situation up there in Milwaukee when the police officer did not know he was a Bucks player. So those things happen. I hate that. Listen, I understand how folks feel about the flag. I get it. My family's military. Ben's family's military. I understand that. So I understand how people feel about the flag. But when we're pushing out a coach and trying to, we spend all this time, lawmakers spending all this time talking about it when there's other things going on.
It's cancel culture, Jay.
Man, it ain't gonna bode well for these schools. It ain't gonna bode well for them. Pushing out a coach. If that happened, I don't know if it did, but you're not gonna win this. If you force your players to, especially in college, to stand for the national anthem, if they feel something in their heart that tells them they want to kneel, you're stuck basically as a school, because if you allow this to and I'm going off what you're telling me about maybe what happened at ETSU, man, that can hurt you in recruiting big time, because you ain't the only show in town. There's other schools that can get players like ETSU. There are other smaller schools that care about basketball programs. You're not the only show. So I think ETSU, if that's what happened up there, I think they're gonna suffer in recruiting if that is what happened with Coach Shea. I hope that's not what happened, but nothing surprised me today. Nothing.
Well, Jason, I mean, it's cancel culture. It's just they cancel Coach Shea for something different, which I'm against wholeheartedly. So, I think we all have the right to peacefully protest, and we don't have to agree with it, but you also don't have to cancel someone and make them lose their job basically either. So, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy times we live in. That's going to be an interesting dynamic. I'm going to be interested to see if that gets picked up nationally, because if this was at a big school, this would be all over ESPN right now.
True.
Y'all hang in there.
Thank you, man. Thanks for the phone call. Let's go back to the phones, and let's get to Gator Hater. Gator Hater, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Doing well.
Good.
I just wanted to hit. I called in about one thing, but wanted to kind of touch on what you guys are talking about now. You mentioned, the coach being let go, possibly for participating in kneeling. One of the things I think that's just frustrating, I think, for fans as a whole, is sports is sports. You don't go to ESPN, and now you do. But people have clicked off of ESPN. They've clicked off of watching ball games. They clicked off of those things because these sports are becoming a platform. When I go to Dead End Barbecue, do I have to put up with my waitress's beliefs? Do I go to the restaurant because I support their political thoughts, their philanthropies, things that I agree with or disagree with, or agree with the process in which those things are done? So in those situations, particularly Chick-fil-A, let's take Chick-fil-A for instance. Chick-fil-A for a long time was not allowed in New York City, not allowed in a lot of places because of their Christian-based values, their Christian beliefs, playing Christian music over the loudspeakers, have a blessed day.
Let's add some more context to that too, because I think it's they don't support. God, I don't want to turn this. I don't want to go.
They don't support abortion.
They don't support. They don't support. Gay marriages and things like that. So
That's
yeah.
Right. So so putting that out there. Now here's my statement on this. Do I think that kneeling is wrong for that? I believe it's America, and I believe that these soldiers, while they might not agree with it, while some of these guys might want to knock you in the head for doing it. There were soldiers that fought for that. They also are proud to kneel for the flag, or they were also fought so that you can have the right to do something like that, even they disagree with it. And I think that's kind of the what I've seen from a lot of militaries. Hey, I don't agree with it, but that's America. That's how we fought. So you can do things that I agree with or don't agree with.
Correct.
And so I also believe in that. I also believe that there's in America we're coming across a situation right now. Sports viewing is on the decline. One, because of COVID, people just kind of put things in perspective as far as their time and how they spend it. And so these fanatical fans, one, not being able to get into these events, and two, having a little bit more of a slap in the face of reality of what's important. People have stopped watching. So I think that sports is coming into a situation, Jason, to where we're going to unless you're the Bamas, unless you're these big guys, you're going to have to look at how important is it for me to die on the sword of we're going to kneel and we're going to split our fan base in half as far as should you kneel, should you not kneel. Kneeling is not a situation of I'm doing this because it rectifies the situation. Kneeling is a way that is symbolic, and it's a way that it's continued and taken off because of the reaction. Jason, if no one had responded to Kaepernick kneeling and said, that's what he wants to do, that's cool, I respect that, and no one would have talked about it, then he would have kneeled, he would have continued to kneel, and no one else would have kneeled. But because he kneeled and it was, what the hell is he doing? Get him up. He can't do that. And then it became a major talking point. Others said, no, I agree with him. I'm going to kneel with him. And then it took storm. And so it's become a divisive thing. It's become a tool. But in that process, Jason, they have split the fan base. They have split sports, and people have gotten away from being able to turn on sports, listen, laugh, enjoy, watch talent, and it becomes this is my platform for oppressed women. This is my platform for oppressed Asians or African Americans, or this is white privilege and this is that. Jason, if you want to watch sports, you're done. So that's something I think we need to think about, possibly talk about, is those type of situations.
Yeah, I think you make some good points. I think people look at sports, they want to escape. I understand that. I respect that. I totally do. I 100% understand that. You ever been watching TV and like your wife, your girlfriend, your kids are trying to get your attention, and you're like, yeah, okay. You're like halfway paying attention. You don't really stop. You don't stop until they walk in front of the TV and they block your vision. That's when they really have your attention. And that's why we're at this point, because for so many years, folks have said, this is going on, this shouldn't be going on, this is going on, and they were ignored. And don't petition this way. Don't use your voice that way. We don't want you to do this. And then now it's, hey, we're gonna get in front of your eyes, something that you pay attention to, and now that's sports. And here we are, 2021, and I feel like we have to, kind of refreshing people's memory here of why Kaepernick kneeled instead of sit, because he was sitting. He kneeled because he got advice from a veteran that told him this is the respectful way to bring awareness to what you are concerned about while respecting the military at the same time. But it's been turned and twisted into something else, and the narrative has been changed and all this stuff. So in football, with football teams, we're in the locker room during the national anthem. We're in the locker room. We don't come out until we run through the tee with about 3 minutes left. By that time, the band is played, the national anthem is played. So that's why you're not going to see any football players. And in basketball, it's a little bit different.
The Lady Vols had to switch it up and remain in the locker room during the anthem. They said the reasoning was because they liked that routine better, because they went on the road and they were on the road, and the way that road team had it set up with both teams being in the locker room for the national anthem, they liked that better. But I personally think that they remained in the locker room, chose to stay in the locker room at home because of the amount of ridiculous feedback the young women were getting for kneeling for the anthem.
Man, at the same energy.
And when I say ridiculous, I'm not trying to inflict my opinion one way or the other. Ridiculous in the sense of people going over the top and really attacking the young women on the basketball team.
If we put the same energy into not liking the kneeling and our negative comments towards kneeling, if we put that same energy into making sure that we address the reason why people are kneeling, then people wouldn't kneel anymore. Let's go back to the phones.
We got C-Mac.
C-Mac, good morning.
Good morning, Swain.
What's up, man? Good morning.
Happy Wednesday to you.
Happy Wednesday to you, my friend.
It used to be What You Want Wednesday.
Nah, no, man. We have to adapt.
Out Wednesday.
Yeah, we have to adapt, man.
I wanted to change the speed
please
of the convo a little bit.
Yeah.
Change gears a little bit.
Thank you.
Before I do want to say this, and I'm going to need your help. There was a kid who played for Tennessee. I can see his face. He played in the secondary, and he went to high school in Tennessee. And a kid he played high school with tragically passed away. I believe that kid's last name was Dobson, if I'm not mistaken. And the kid who played for Tennessee, he ended up changing his jersey number.
Todd Kelly.
Todd Kelly.
Yeah, Todd Kelly wore number 6. He changed it to 24 because of Xavier Dobson.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's almost one and the same, and utilizing a platform for just lending a voice. Growing up, there was a hymn that said, "Lift every voice and sing." And I think some young men and some women, definitely in the collegiate ranks, are utilizing, definitely in the time period that we're living in, they're utilizing this platform to lift up their voice and sing. So I just wanted to touch on that for a second. But to change gears very quickly, I was listening to, catching up on some podcasts.
Okay.
Listening to some sports news.
Okay.
And, there's one personality that works for the big old conglomerate that I really like listening to. He happened to be Bomani Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And, Bomani has been growing his hair out during this pandemic.
Yeah.
And I'm still on train to get you some chia seeds and get the back of that head kind of growing.
No, it's over. It's a wrap, man. Not gonna
it's a wrap. It's wrap to the basement.
Yeah, it's a wrap, man. I'm not growing my hair out. It ain't happening.
Well, Bomani said something that had me chuckling. He said it last week. He was talking to Dominic Foxworth, and he was talking about the state of affairs in the NFL. And one thing he said was that your former quarterback took a backup job where he didn't even need to learn the playbook. And this made me think about that argument about, who was a better quarterback, who would you rather prefer, who y'all got now with the red rifle, QB1, or the guy that went elsewhere. I guess it really don't matter, because not even a second after he made that statement, Foxworth brought up a really good point. And it was about Ben Steelers, or a player on the Steelers. Ben, I didn't know this, but your boy, Juju, had a little conversation in the offseason about possibly going somewhere else. And that somewhere else was, to Kansas City. Go play in the slot for Patrick Mahomes. What in the world was Juju Smith-Schuster thinking going back to the Steelers as opposed to going and playing for the Chiefs?
He don't want to win.
That's your man, Ben? That's your boy?
First off,
he don't care about winning.
First off, you're just showing your dedication to the Swain event, or your lack thereof dedication to the Swain event, because we've already talked about this topic about 2 weeks ago. This is why we allowed Turkey Man and Daytona and those people to call in before you. But we discussed that Juju turning down Kansas City. You understand why he turned down Baltimore and more money from Baltimore, because, and this kind of ties into the turning down Kansas City. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm giving you the explanation, and you can still determine whether he is crazy or not. He probably is. But he is signing a 1-year prove-it deal. A
Mm-hmm.
1-year prove-it deal. If you are signing a 1-year prove-it deal and you are trying to bet on yourself, why would you leave the only situation you've known when you've had success there and just up and move and go somewhere where you don't know whether that's going to work out for you or not? Even if it is with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, there's no guarantee that you're going to catch 100 passes like he will in Pittsburgh this year. So the fact that he's not catching 100 passes in Kansas City this year. He will in Pittsburgh if he stays healthy, just like he did this past season. So
that makes sense.
So, like, I get it. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's Ben Roethlisberger. Obviously, Mahomes is much better than Big Ben. The Chiefs' offense is much better than the Steelers' offense. But from Juju's perspective, he's on a 1-year prove-it deal. Why would you up and move and leave everything that you've known? He has a great relationship with Big Ben. They genuinely like each other. Why would you leave that in a 1-year prove-it deal?
You're
go
giving
somewhere?
me the opportunity to counter-argue the bird in hand beats two in the bush, and here's my attempt at that. Ready? All right. Rings, championship, chance for a championship ring. Everybody this offseason was going to try to do a 1-year deal, right? Because of the revenue.
The receivers.
My thing is this. That quarterback in Pittsburgh, he got a dead arm.
That's not true.
Right?
You're just
That
wrong
is
about
true.
that. No, it's not
That's
true.
true, Ben.
Father Time, I've said this many times, Father Time has caught up to Big Ben. There's no doubt about that. He is not what he once was. But
Everybody
Ben,
else,
let me finish.
Everybody
Big Ben,
else in his draft class is gone. They retired. All right, and you're telling me if I'm a young wide receiver like Juju, Swain, please chime in. I got a year
Swain
to make
agrees
my
with me, so
money.
you don't
I'm
want Swain
already
to chime in.
proven. All right. Do I have the opportunity to go? I'm getting a phone call from Patrick Mahomes telling me to come play slot. I don't care
Big
if I'm.
Ben is not that bad of a quarterback, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, he is not Patrick Mahomes.
You tripping?
No, I'm not tripping.
Tripping.
I'm not tripping. Big Ben was not the problem with the Steelers' offense last season. It was the offensive line. Big Ben had no time to throw the football, which is why they could only run short, stupid routes, and why they couldn't push the ball down the field, because Pouncey was a shell of himself, which is why he retired. Ramon Foster was gone. David DeCastro was banged up. Your starting right tackle before the season, Zach Banner, tore his ACL. Your offensive line was trash last year, which is why Big Ben was trash. Or
Get him, Ben.
not even trash. Big Ben took a step back. And as I was saying before you cut me off,
Get him, Ben.
Big Ben has taken a step back. Big Ben is not what he used to be. Big Ben's arm is not what it used to be. But Big Ben's arm was not the
tell
problem.
that
The pass
big
protection
loaf to
was
go
the problem. The offensive line was the problem. You couldn't protect Big Ben, and you couldn't run the football because of the offensive line. Which is why the
at the end of
Steelers
the
will
day-
be taking a tackle or Landon Dickerson from Alabama in the first round.
Listen, Ben McKee, at the end of the day, this is all we need. We need more former Tennessee players to have more starting opportunities in the league. All right?
Well, then why don't you opine for the Bears to bump up Tyler Bray? Why are you coming after me? Why don't you go after?
I did. When I called a couple weeks ago, I'm like, yo, they already got a QB on the roster that, should be able to make plays. But y'all said no. I'm going to leave you with this. I read a stat this morning that made my heart hurt. This coming up draft, LSU has the opportunity, or they have had since, I think, 2000, they put 10, at least 10 receivers in the first 2 rounds in that time period. We need to bring this back, man. We know who we are. Hey, I love the debate. I love the conversation, McKee. Swain, as always, be easy. And please stop wearing that medium and get you a big one.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
And remember, C-Mac, the Steelers are the ones who chose Cam Sutton over Mike Hilton. So we give former Vols chances. The Steelers are one of the teams, if not the team, that has given former Vols the most opportunities out of any franchise in the NFL.
I'll say this, Ben. I'm on your side on this one. The reason why I'm on your side on this one is because for Juju, if you're going to be on a 1-year prove-it deal with Kansas City or Baltimore, because the receiver market is not as hot as what the receivers thought it would be, NFL teams they're willing to go straight to the NFL draft and get players at a lower price and probably get more production or equal production for a cheaper price. And that's why teams are not willing to overpay for free agent wide receivers. If you are Juju and Big Ben is your quarterback and he has been for the entirety of your career, and if you are in a 1-year prove-it deal, I would rather be in a 1-year prove-it deal with a quarterback that I know, that I trust, that knows me, that's going to feed me the football, than to be in a new system, a new quarterback I don't know, even though
behind Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Well, he's going to play. He won't be necessarily behind Travis Kelce, but I mean he'll be a third option if that's what you mean.
Yes, he'll get less targets than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I mean, so production wise, he I don't know, man. He may get more, but he won't be the guy. So he's going to be one of Big Ben's trusted targets, and he's banking on a healthy, successful year with the quarterback that he knows over a quarterback that he doesn't know in a new system to help him be successful. I get it for Juju. I get it. 865-255-03. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll come back on the other side. We'll start a little bit late with the show because of the weather. And folks, have an accent there on 40. So we're going to take a break and come back after these messages. Swain Event.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Let's go to the text box this morning. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Thank you for the phone call. C-Mac and Jay, Turkey Man, Daytona. Daytona just like calling us, man.
He just likes talking. He's reached that stage of life where he just wants to talk. He just wants to chat.
I'll be like, Dave, what's your comment? What's your question? They just be calling just to chop it up. 5 Cent Vol says, dang, Ben's chili is hot right now.
Chili's always hot when ignorant people like C-Mac come with incorrect information.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot of comments, about the kneeling, and
I'm stunned.
I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it sports, but here's the thing. The two have collided. The two have collided. The two have collided. What we didn't want to talk about, what we didn't want in sports, it is the one thing that has potentially gutted the ETSU basketball program, and I wouldn't be surprised if it affects the football program up there at ETSU. So we'll see how this stuff plays out, but it's going to be a national story. Jeff Goodman is already tweeting about it. And if I'm Randy Boyd, who had political aspirations, ran for governor, now he serves as president at the University of Tennessee, I am monitoring the situation, and I'm not allowing this to happen at the University of Tennessee, where you let politicians who are spending more time being opposed to kneeling than fixing some of the reasons why people feel like they have to.
Trying to hold those accountable.
Because what's going to happen is these student athletes, they'll go somewhere else. And I hope people have stopped and really thought about this. Student athletes have more power now than ever. They have more of a voice now than ever. They're not blind. They're conscious. And that's good. They care about the surroundings around them. They care about other people. They care about what's going on. So if you've never been a victim of what people are protesting, good. I hope you never are one. But my advice would be, be open-minded and listen and understand that not everyone's going to have the same experiences as you. And I think there's a lot of schools, just not Tennessee, just because we're in the state of Tennessee, but there's a lot of red states around Tennessee that have spent a lot of time talking about kneeling, and there's a lot of presidents and a lot of chancellors and a lot of ADs that will learn a lot from how ETSU has handled this. Right, wrong, or indifferent. They'll be taking notes. ETSU has already had one player into the transfer portal within minutes. So we'll see. I prefer my sports without politics, but I prefer a world of peace and love. And if it takes bringing awareness to people when it makes them uncomfortable for change, then I'm for peace and love, so, and fairness and equality. So if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. Anyways, let's go back to the phones.
Got Volstorm.
Volstorm, good morning.
How's it going, boys?
It's going well, man. We're dry. being is safe. That's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Don't you care about being
thinking
safety?
about what you were talking about, and a politician is about as effective as Ben is at showing up on time.
Man, don't you care about being safety?
No, he doesn't.
No, and here's why. Because Google has this app that'll tell you the traffic patterns, and you can know whether or not to get on I-40.
Well,
it's not hard.
You want to.
That's a good point.
I didn't even tell Swain this.
That's a good point.
You want a full dose of truth?
Sure.
I was when I
you overslept, didn't you?
No. I'm talking about in regards to
You had to poop. You had to poop this morning?
No. I do need to poop right now.
You got the rota again?
If we could wrap up the show, that'd be great. I was listening to the baseball game last night on the radio. On my way home from the gym, and when I got in the car, that station.
You post a workout video?
No, I saved those for Andy.
Okay, didn't really happen.
To post. And DR Vol. I didn't post. Dang it. I guess I didn't actually work out. Quit distracting me, okay? I was listening to the baseball game on the way home, and so that particular station that plays the baseball games was still on in my car when I got in my car this morning, and the first thing I heard before I turned over to my music was that there were 2 accidents, and they said the one that was westbound, which is the way...
Eastbound.
No.
I'm east of you.
Oh, dang. I got a
No.
Dang.
No.
I flipped it in my head. Dang. I get the for what then. They were right. I'm an idiot.
Your chili is cold. Your chili is cold now.
You're right. I don't have excuse. I knew it was coming too. I had it flip flopped in my head that I was going the other way. That's sad because I'm good about directions too. That's really unfortunate. Because
Swain lives east of you, not west.
I know. For some reason, I was thinking I was going west. I don't know. But they said that there were 2 wrecks. There's one at I-40 west at Paper Mill, and I thought it was on the other side of the road that I was going because I got my never eat soggy waffles. I got it backwards this morning.
Volstorm got him flustered.
No, it's not Volstorm. I legitimately got it backwards in my head this morning because I was thinking because I heard I-40 West, Paper Mill, and I knew that was the direction that I was going. I said, "Oh, I'm good. They're going west. It's on the other side of the road." Whoops. So that's what. Well, that's not why I was late, but that was going to be my response to why I did not take the back roads is because I thought I heard on the radio that I heard about the traffic, but I didn't think it was going to affect me, which is why I didn't use one of those GPS things to go around it.
Phew.
I thought it was
God,
wrong.
your sense of direction's worse than your sports take.
Hey, Volstorm, he's not a Knoxvillian like he swears he is, because if he really was, he would know the back roads and the other ways to get to the house. But since he's an outsider from Alabama, he only knew one way, which is get on 40.
I'm from Knoxville. I was born here. I've lived here ever since college. I know all these roads.
Got him.
Maybe if this was Huntsville.
Huntsville, he would know all the back roads, man. All the shortcuts. Go there and make it right. You'll see a blue house. Make it left right there. It's not even a sign. It's the road. To make that road, it take you right there where you want to be. You cut 5 minutes off your drive.
There's this crow that sits on this fence post every other Tuesday. I know which Tuesday.
Yep. Been to all the shortcuts in Huntsville.
Whoops. See what
Guys, I appreciate the extra time today, and I also appreciate you allowing Albert Hainsworth to model the medium jersey.
Oh, that was a good one, man. I feel like Big Albert trying to put on that damn jersey. That's for sure. Oh man, that's for sure. Big Orange Machinist, man. I wish it was that simple, man. I wish it was that simple, my friend. On the text box, I can tell you, I was raised pretty good at home, and I have a story about being pulled over. So I wish it was that simple, man. I wish it was that simple. I hate the ATSU's going through what they're going through. There's gonna be a blowback for sure. There's gonna be a blowback. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Man, 2021. If I'm Randy Boyd, I'm Chancellor Plowman. I'm paying attention to that situation up there at ETSU. If I am any administrator, I'm paying attention to ETSU. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. 7 a.m. is when we'll be back. Right, Ben? I hope so. It's supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow, so everything should be all good. Thank you for joining us here after 10, and podcast will be